What is up, Fantasyland? Welcome to the GOAT District live via the Player Profiler Network. Draft season is back and it's in full effect, and so are the Milly Billies. Tonight, Dan Williamson and myself, JD, are drafting an FFPC FantasyPros Championship right here on this very stream for $1 million. So grab yourself a cold one, sit back, and let's get.
GOAT District, you know the Pope listens. Dynasty, our religion, for the blokes missing. On all of these trades, on all of these plays, on all of these grades. By the end of the day, y'all getting played. So, what you gonna do next? Try to fill up that flex? Send the homie a text? That trash offer's the best? You try to make it complex, then they text you back. Now all of a sudden they don't make any sense. Broaden your horizons, boy. Dynasty's not for the Simons, boy. These trades not for consignment, boy. Respect your opponent, y'all some piranhas, boy. This my advice, from me to you. Open up your cute little podcast queue. Search up GOAT District, my dude. Pop it in your ear, man, y'all know what to do. It's the... And I always be trading. And I always be trading. And I always be trading. Y'all try to betray them, but first you gotta bait them. Fish.
What is up, Fantasyland? We have a monster show tonight. Thanks for tuning in to the Player Profiler Network, where we reside every Wednesday night. Tonight's a special one, Dan. They let us on early for this big one.
Yes, and they're going to let us on late, too.
It looks like we have a pause. I didn't know if that
Yes.
was my screen or if they're just pausing it for us, making sure the show is ready to go.
There's one player still not in the draft room, so we're all paused waiting on that.
Oh, here we go. There it is. There's that sweet music.
Yeah,
So
hopefully that means we're ready to go. I still don't see that guy in there, but maybe we'll pause when we get to him. If
that's for 110
necessary.
top dogs.
Yeah, 110.
He's probably too busy tuning into the district. Let me mute my channel here because we're going to be hearing that all night.
Yeah, I need to mute mine as well.
So for those tuning in for the first time or not familiar with the Milly Billies, Dan and I have been chasing the $1 million dream for years now, and now Theo and Andrew have joined us on this adventure. Tonight, it's just you and I, Dan. We're tag teaming 350 buy-in, the FantasyPros Championship, $1 million at first. We're on the clock at the 103. As predicted, Kelsey McCaffrey sitting there. I think we agree that we're going Kelsey here.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to make the pitch for McCaffrey, but hard enough to get Kelsey. So I'd rather take, like if we get a couple more threes and we have, a Kelsey already, we don't have any McCaffrey, then I would go McCaffrey. But I think for now it's just Kelsey. Especially
I agree. He's my number 3 in this format, tight end premium. He's a winner like I think you could look up a couple years. You go over to Fantasy Mojo's, our favorite site for data on the FFPC. But let's smash the draft there,
Yep.
Dan, and pick us up some Kelsey.
Yes, stop at the store, pick up a little Kelsey, and see what happens.
Exactly. Maybe scroll that board up a little bit.
Yep. Hang on.
So again, guys, myffpc.com. Go check it out. Right now is draft season. The tournaments are pumping. You can draft for $1 million, the main event, the Fantasy Pros, which we are doing tonight. And then next Wednesday, I believe we'll be drafting a main event live right here on the channel.
Yes, that is the plan. So that's going to be a lot of fun too. So this is just kind of our warm up. And by the way, welcome back from sunny Portugal, JD. I know you're happy to be back to the land of the beers and the home of the heavy smoke, but
Dan, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's kind of torture. Like I tweeted out today, fantasy wise, I mean, I'm excited. I don't understand what happened there, so I apologize. I'll fix that for us. I'm excited because it's draft season. I mean, how can you not be excited for draft season with all these tournaments? I know you and I are in a bunch together. We're tag teaming some teams. We've got Theo and Andrew running some foursomes together, and then we're crossing. I know you guys are in some other leagues as well, some other platforms doing some high stakes. So the high stakes streets are on fire right now. I don't know, Dan, what maybe talk about a bit of the action that you've got coming up. I know you're fully booked as we try to schedule things from now till the start of the season.
Yeah, so tomorrow night I'm doing a main event with Biplab Mondal, friend of the show. Nice. And Friday night I think I actually don't have anything, but
don't tell me that, Dan. We might have.
Well, yeah, but I have a full day with the wife planned, so it's one of those. You're coming in second. Sorry, JD.
I hear that. Oh, actually, happy anniversary, brother. How many years is that now?
34 years. Thank you.
Damn. Nice.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You guys rock together, so it's nice to see.
Yep. And then let's see. Sunday, I have an NFFC Super with Theo. Monday, I have some other NFFC draft with Theo. I think it's a Draft Masters. Tuesday, nice. I've got another. I think that one's with Bip. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff. No, actually, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is not with Bip. That's Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, you and I are drafting in the deep end.
Ah, that's right, Dan. I'm glad you mentioned that because it kind of slipped my mind with everything going on today. So tomorrow, last night actually, was it last night that the boys drafted? We're like an F1 team, Dan. We have 2 cars in this race.
Yes, exactly.
Theo and Andrew went first. I thought it was yesterday or 2 days ago. Do you remember?
Yeah, they went 2 days. Well, no, it was yesterday. Yesterday is when
it was yesterday. Okay, yeah. So go check that out. You can check it out on this very channel, the Player Profiler channel, where you'll find Theo and Andrew and actually Matt Kelly makes a surprise drop in halfway through. He was actually right next to them in the draft, so that was interesting. Of a little information that he drops a little later on. So go check that out. And then Dan and I, like he said, you can check us out on the Goat District channel, where you can find all the Milly Billy goodness, all the balling goodness, and a lot of the Goat District. I know Dan and Theo, you guys were like huge busy while I was gone for the 2 weeks. You guys filled them with some serious sharks.
Yeah, we had some fun times. We had we had Billy Wazowski and Chris Vaccaro on, Nelson Sousa and Chad Schroeder on 3 different podcasts. So that was a ton of fun.
Joe Carlton pointing out Andrew's going at the 109.
Yes. And 1912 pointing out I need a secretary, which is true. Honestly. Yeah, I've got all the drafts loaded up on my phone, in my calendar.
I don't know how Dan. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. The thing that surprises me, because I lean heavily in the best ball, and then I play obviously these high stakes redrafts with you guys, and I've got some solo ones, but I have a cap on how many I can have solo because I don't know how you do those waivers, man, like on Wednesday nights with all the teams, you with Theo and, all these other Biplat, these guys that you split with a lot of teams. And I know that you love doing the waivers. I don't know if you love it, but you're good at it.
Yeah, love would be a very strong word for it.
I'm trying to sell you on it.
I loathe it, but I'm willing to do it.
But you're also good at it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like you kind of you find some nice ones. Yep. McKinnon being one of them. Yeah,
for sure. So, couple thoughts here as we come up on our spot. Yeah. Of course, the chalk move would be just to take Mahomes if he's there, which he may or may not be. And even if Mahomes there, an interesting way to approach this might be to take like Devonta Smith, which would put us in a position where we could try to push Mahomes around to the 3rd and grab some extra value there in the 2nd. And it kind of gives us a back door in case either Team 1 or Team 2 takes Mahomes, because then we could take Hurts with...
You mean Mr. 4 hour sleep?
What?
You hear about this?
Oh, no. But
So
anyway,
oh, okay, we're coming up. Yeah, keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah. So anyway, the only way we get hurt on that is if both Team 1 and Team 2 take Mahomes and Hurts, which could happen, but usually Team 2 is going to want. Usually, Team 2 is going to want to try to do the Burrow stack.
That's a fantastic plan. That's
All right.
a fantastic plan. Hit that up. You're
So
setting up for 2 stacks, which I love having multiple stacks to be able to hit on as you get in later rounds. But this is a new one for me, Dan. That's fantastic.
I just hope we're not one of these guys.
What do you mean?
I got
Oh yeah.
turkey.
What do you got
All
there?
right.
Oh, that's right. You guys, you have them. It's same at my place, man. We got them just kind of across the street and stuff, but you always
All
have
right.
them around the house. So yeah, you know what? I like that play just because you're not necessarily. I mean, I guess Mahomes goes in this range, but
He does.
You open up 2 stacks. You're getting one of whoever you get. You're getting at value in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? If these guys go quarterback to snipe us, then so be it. We'll take whatever value falls out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't see it happening. So far, obviously you've got the JJ Chase and then Kelsey, CMC Eckler after us. So Calvin Ridley, Dan, I can't believe people are still taking Ridley in the second.
I know you and I differ on this, but I'm all over Calvin Ridley. I mean, that's a little bit early, but still wide receiver 14. This has been a wide receiver heavy draft.
Dan, we have to have some kind of bet, Kirk and Ridley for this year.
Okay, yeah, I'm on that. That's fine.
You got to give me a spread or something though. Second round here. Come on.
I don't know about this.
So let's see what the one spot. There goes
Right,
Waller.
so
He's another guy.
Waller's
shot
been
up.
screaming up the draft boards.
So let me ask you this: what they both fall? You got to go Mahomes, right?
Yeah, I think Mahomes is the play here if they both fall.
Because that's the biggest stack in fantasy. Let's face it.
Yeah, and hopefully we're at least differentiated from some of them by having Devonta Smith in there. But we'll see. I'm not sure what the Mojo Stack Finder has to say about that.
I'm gonna pull that up. I've got it ready to fire unless you have it already to go. But
no,
I'll be checking that.
I'll let you check on that.
Okay. So those who don't know, on the fantasymojo.com, tell Darren, Dan, and John JD sent you over from the district. And you can actually, not a lot of people know this, Dan. I know I've drafted with a couple people tag teaming teams, and they were not aware of. So you go to the FFPC tournament ownership. Is it the ownership? No, it's a different one. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one.
Stack Finder.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
Doesn't get clearer than that. So the Stack Finder, you can actually pick what tournament you're drafting in, and then pick your players and see exactly where. Okay, so they both fell to us, right?
Yes, they did. So
all right, give me a time check.
27 seconds.
Okay. So Kelsey.
And the nice thing is, I think we did a good job sliding Devonta Smith in there because this has been such a heavy wide receiver draft. I mean, 20.
So quite a few with Mahomes.
Yep.
Let me just see if there's that many less.
Oh, I got to take him.
You took him? It's the same. So yeah, you got to go Mahomes, man. It's kind of hard to talk. You know what I mean? Like, he's your main guy. You took him in the first round. It's the biggest stack in football. It's hard to pass on that.
Yeah, for sure. And the Hurts stack would have been an interesting way to go about it, but there's a ton of Hurts Devonta. I don't know how did you do the three player stack? Kelsey, Smith, Mahomes.
Yeah, that's what I had in there.
Okay, all right.
So there's about it's very similar to with Hurts.
Okay.
Where was that? There it is. So about 10, so about 25 teams, 20 at most.
Okay.
Which is quite a bit with those 3, but I mean, you're talking 3 rounds here, so you gotta think that those 3 guys combined are getting, or those 4 guys even jumbled up, are probably being taken off. Let me see that. Did he bring his family or?
Yeah, that's the Tom there.
Here, I want to make you big screen. How do I make you big screen right now? There. Oh, there it is. Oh, there, look at that turkey, eh? Look at them in the background there. Yeah. That's what happens in
So
Minnesota, Minnesota, in the backyard.
Yep, we're not the only turkeys around right now.
All right, there you go. A little animal kingdom here on a Wednesday night on the Player Profiler Network. Guys, smash the like button. We're gonna go to a quick word from our sponsors, our partners at the FFPC, and our buddy Mr. Matt Kelly.
Hey, people always ask me, what's the World Series of Fantasy? What's the Super Bowl of Fantasy? And it's easy. It's the FFPC. Their signature Players Championship has a $6 million prize pool. And their best ball leagues start
Apologies
in
for that.
February. And they're the answer to so many questions. Hey, what's the best place to get a Dynasty Orphan? Well, you can adopt a Dynasty Orphan at the FFPC right now. There's more orphans at the FFPC than anywhere else on the internet. That's why we partner with them. So if you want to play fantasy football for low, medium, high stakes, you love Dynasty, you love best ball, you love seasonal leagues, all types of fantasy footballers need to go to the FFPC. And remember, use promo code Underworld. Promo code Underworld gets you $25 off your first team. Promo code Underworld, $25 off your first team, no matter what the format is, at the FFPC. Go get it.
And we're back. Dan, a little technical on the beginning of the intro there, but people know where it's at, myffpc.com, and they know to use Underworld as their promo code to get that first deposit discount and access to all these tournaments, man. And we're drafting a nice one tonight for $1 million, $350 buy-in. Dan, how do you feel after 3?
Yeah, I like the way our team is coming together. It feels good. And
Super Bowl start, I'd say, Dan.
Yeah,
a Super Bowl type of start.
So let's see what we can put with them.
Yeah, so Kelsey, Devontae Smith, Patrick Mahomes from the 3 spot. Right now we're at the end of the 3rd. Josh Jacobs going off. Any concerns with him, Dan? I think we kind of had a feel for the situation even from early in the offseason. He's going to hold off. Eventually he's going to have to sign and just play, no?
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to play. I don't think he had even as much leverage as what Saquon had, just simply because this is a team, the Raiders, who are not really looking to go anywhere. So, I don't think they feel like they really need to get him in. All right, so time to start filling the queue with a few players
that's
here.
exactly what I just did a refresh just in case. I know sometimes you put some guys in and my screen doesn't refresh. So I did a little refresh. I see your 2 guys in there. I'll throw in some guys I like.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, never mind. Yeah, I mean, this round is pretty juicy with regards to options. A lot of ways we can go. We'll see what's left when it comes back to us.
Yep, we're getting close here.
Yeah, there goes one guy, Debo.
Yep.
Now,
go ahead.
No, I'm just there it goes. So Hawkinson's gone there. He's not an option anyways. But it's fun to get a little funky sometimes, Dan, with these tight ends. I know you like the late guys. I got some late guys, but just to throw curveballs here's and there's and mix up the rosters. But what are we looking at here? I'm guessing receiver. Just we already got our quarterback and a tight end early, which is a great start, but it kind of leaves you vulnerable in other positions depending on how you draft as the draft progresses here.
Yeah, I'd like to go receiver, but we could get shut out here to the point where we'd have to drop down so far that I'm not necessarily sure I want to do a receiver where we're at. I would probably prefer to pivot over to a running back if we need to.
I'm going to throw one in there, and I don't think you like him, but I kind of like him here. Especially...
I don't mind him. It's just maybe a little bit early. I prefer...
Yeah, coming back. It would be coming back.
Okay. Yeah. Top 2 in our queue right now is... wait until this person picks. But just in case anybody's listening, I don't think they are, but just in case.
I think I prefer 1.
Yeah. 1 is by far the preference if he lasts to us. Yes.
And he's there. Yeah,
okay,
so
perfect.
Funny enough, because the guy who got taken right before was one of your guys.
Yeah. Yep. So this is the guy I definitely preferred. So I think we can go ahead and smash on DeAndre Hopkins here.
Yeah, I like Hopkins with Smith. Hopkins as a 2 is nice, especially once you start with Mahomes and Kelsey.
Yeah, and with Burks being out to start with, I mean, Hopkins should be off to a fast start.
Right.
And
That is right.
But this is a tournament that you definitely want to get off to a fast start in because you've got 12 weeks to get yourself in the playoffs. So it's very critical that you start fast.
It's funny, Chris Vaccaro was saying that exact same thing today. And I hear a lot of the successful high stakes guys talk about getting off to a quick start. And it's funny, I think, especially guys that cross over from Dynasty, they're so focused on the back end of the season and picking up those guys that are going to pop later in the season, just, to say they got that guy that, helped you get that run. But sometimes you forget about getting a quick start is huge in these, especially in these tournaments.
Yep. I put a player in that is a little bit of a reach, but, these are some guys who aren't going to come back to us. So I think that they're worth.
Yeah, I like both those guys. I would throw that guy in. I know he's not as sexy.
Yeah.
But I definitely like all 3 of those guys.
Okay. And
right now, yeah, I mean, bye week wise, we don't. I mean, we got obviously the week 10 there, but it's, we're not really worried about that at this point.
Yep, that's correct. And we are going to keep an eye on week 13 and 14 because those are playoff weeks in this format. So we're going to make sure that we're still sitting in pretty good shape as far as not having to have too many buys those 2 weeks. Because we do want to make the playoffs, and in this format, you have to win to get into the final chase. You have to come in first or second. So we want to win any money, I guess I should say. You only win league money with first place or second place finish.
Let me quickly try to check out the Mojo thing right now. I got it open right here.
Okay.
And then we're thinking either him.
I do like the number 1 guy on our list.
Or 6. So number 1 has 6 teams where they all match.
Okay, all 5?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, who am I missing? I didn't add Hopkins. What's our time looking like?
22.
Added Hopkins. So there's 3 teams.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Actually, there's 1 team with all 5 with number 1, and then with number 2. Stop time or no? Take him.
Nope.
Yeah, just take him. We like him.
Okay.
He's pretty much the next guy, anyways, in the queue if you're looking at receivers. So, Drake London.
Yeah, it seems like he's going to be on the field a lot. We've heard some things about Pitts or seen some things, I guess, with Pitts where he has not really been playing that much. Again, in passing situations, like in 11 personnel, he's only been on the field like half the time, and 21 personnel, same deal. So once again, we see Arthur Smith playing games with Pitts' usage, and that makes me nervous after what he did last year when those same games were being played. So for whatever reason, he just does not seem to be a Pitts fan, and if the coach isn't a fan of a player, I'm not going to be a fan of a player.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like London, especially as a receiver 3. Like you said, should get peppered with targets. It's going to be, as we say, a narrow target tree out there in Atlanta.
Yep.
So Burrow still on the board. Questions with, when he'll be back and fully healthy. It sounds like he'll be back in time, but I think people are still concerned. What's going on with Kittle? He's hurt?
Kittle he's been nursing minor injuries, so he's been falling a lot. Wouldn't surprise me to see Kittle last until the 6th, pretty easily in this draft.
Dan, if he falls to the 6th, I don't know.
Hey, yeah.
I don't know about that. It's going to be hard for me to pass there, but any thoughts, like looking at other teams? We've got 4 quarterbacks off the board so far after 5.5 rounds, 4 tight ends, and then kind of even sprinkle of receivers and running backs, maybe a bit more receivers. There goes Kittle.
Yeah, we've got 25 receivers and 22 running backs. So the running backs have caught up a lot over the past round or so.
James Cook, my boy James Cook, just flying up the ADP.
Yeah, for sure he is. He was somebody I thought about putting in there as well.
Yeah, I like James Cook, but again, because we started in our first 3 picks away from receiver, I like to at least get myself 3 or 4 strong receivers before I start looking at running back. Like obviously if a specific running back falls at a crazy value or something, you consider it. But I just think I like getting London there as our 3rd receiver and filling in those 3 positions right now to me are very strong. And we still have time to make running back strong enough.
Yep, exactly. I'm not too worried about running back yet. And as you say, we've got, we've got an ace at quarterback. We've got an ace at tight end. And I think when you do that, the important thing is to make sure either your wide receivers or your running backs are really strong too, so you only have one position of weakness rather than have 2 positions where you're kind of,
100%.
Yeah, you're just okay at both. I'd rather have one more strong position. And then that allows us to determine where we're going to really attack with the later rounds of this draft.
So Herbert goes off. Just trying to see if any of the other stud receivers have any stacks going. Obviously, the guy that has Andrews took Lamar in the 4th and then went Dobbins in the 5th. So he's heavy with Baltimore. Yep.
Yeah, he's got quite the Baltimore stack going there, which I don't mind that at all.
No, not at all. I love Baltimore. We were talking Baltimore early. It's just when you're getting these guys so much earlier, when the Lamar news wasn't great, that was like the glory days, to get your Baltimore stacks.
Yep. Yeah, and interestingly, as heavy as wide receiver was early in the draft, we've really seen running backs catch up, and we have a couple of teams that have really gone very robust running back. Team 11 and Team 5 both have 4 running backs and 1 wide receiver. So
yeah, kind of doing like anchor receiver with ASB, and then going Chubb, Stevenson, Harrison, White. Yep. So kind of a reverse hero RB type of approach there.
And the thing is, I mean, if your running backs stay healthy, and they're, bell cows, like the Eckler, Henry, Taylor, you could see all 3 of those guys smashing if Taylor gets someplace or gets to a happy place where he plays 16 games. Chubb, Stevenson, Najee Harris. Again, those three are probably going to all be, Chubb and Harris anyway, bell cows, pretty much. But you could see Najee Harris losing carries to Jalen Warren, and you can see Ramondre Stevenson losing to Ezekiel Elliott. So even those robust RB stacks are they can be a little bit fragile. So I kind of like the way we're putting together right now a little bit better, but I understand what these guys are doing, and if it works out for them, it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think you're seeing more and more of these robust RB teams. There's like 5 right now in this draft where they've got at least 3 or 4 running backs. Yeah, there's 4 teams with 4 running backs in the first 4 rounds. So you're seeing more and more of them, I find, in the draft rooms. We like to piss a little yellow, Dan, as they say early in these FFPC streets. I mean, it doesn't mean we don't start running back early ever, but it's we're not we don't get nervous about running back in drafts.
No, definitely not at all.
So James Conner, another one of our favorites, goes off. Akers, your boy Cal Pitts goes off. Actually, funny enough, the Andrews team pairs up Andrews with Pitts.
Yep.
So coming back to us now, the receiver I had put in earlier is still there.
Yes, and he's a smash if he makes it to us.
Yeah. I know how do you feel about your boy last year? I'll throw him in just so you can see what I'm talking about. He's another one that is interesting with the recent news.
Yeah, I think he's interesting. Wouldn't be opposed to that. I'd much rather grab him more on the way back.
It was more just to get your take. I think right now. Oh, did he go? No, he's still there, Dan. We got one more pick. Come on, baby. Because if he goes, who I'm going to want, right? I'm going to put him in there just to piss you off.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're thinking.
So Justin Fields goes off to a super RB heavy team. Anchor Christian Watson at receiver for the 5 spot. Cutie pie. Ah, no. Deontay goes right before I was hoping he'd fall to us.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Pickens, who's been flying up the ADP?
I mean, I think Pickens is if we're trying to put together a tournament winning team, Pickens could definitely be part of that. I kind of like Pickens here. I think that makes a lot of sense. I also, given that where we're sitting at, Lockett is not bad either. So that's
what I was asking you about, Dan. How do you feel about him with the JSN news? I know last year you were all over Lockett and he smashed nicely for us. What do you feel about it?
I'd really almost rather go Pickens and then could maybe
see what comes back.
Yeah, see what comes back. Let's take Pickens here.
Let's do it. He's the new sexy. As our wide receiver 4, Dan, he gives you those huge bus weeks. That's all you can ask for him at this point. And he could smash, man. He could smash this year. I know he's, like I said, he's flown off the ADP, but think he fits nicely in this build.
Yeah, and I'm still not panicking at
at
running back. I got. I'm going to load up some other receivers that I think are not coming back that I think are very worth having.
So I had put number 2 in. He's a very good week 17 guy for us.
Oh, somebody took Dotson already. That was a guy I just put in there.
Yeah, I like Dotson, but I find he does get taken. Like he's one of those guys where you get your guys. Like I feel like he keeps going ahead of where I'm about to take him. So
here's one it's a reach by ADP, and I know not everybody would be in on this, but Zay Flowers I think is very interesting.
I saw you put that in there.
Wide receiver 1 in that offense.
Yeah, I agree. If we let him go, he's going to go to team 9.
Yep.
If he gets there. We still have 1 and 2 there. We have Lockett and Marquise still there. Marquise, I was
Pass
saying.
on Marquise. I'm not really interested in him.
Okay.
Here.
It was more for the week 17 correlation, Devontae. That's why I was bringing it up.
Oh, yeah.
But Lockett is there, or I'm perfectly fine going Flowers. Obviously, I like Kirk.
Let's go Flowers. I mean, I like Lockett, but, I...
Do it.
Let's go.
Do it. No, I prefer the young upside, man. I hate, I know guys get annoyed with that, but I find like at this point where he's your wide receiver 5 or 6, I love the upside with all, like pretty much all. I mean, we started with Hopkins. We got old man Hopkins, kind of anchoring this youth. We've got Devontae Smith up there, and then, London, Pickens, and Flowers. Each one of those guys can finish top 12.
Yep.
No, I love the firepower of this team right now. Like we said, this is a big tournament. Let me look up the ownership once we add Flowers and our boy Pickens. Again, checking on the Fantasy Mojo site with the Stack Explorer. So one team has all 6 before we get, hold on, there we go. So there are no teams with all 7. There's one team with 6, and then one team with 5, and the most after that are 4. So right now we've got, like, this is to differentiate for those who don't know what we're talking about, looking at kind of the ownership with similar rosters. So having only one with 6 of your 7, and then one with 5, and then everything else is just 4. That's a pretty good start, Dan.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I continue to like what Team 2 is doing. They're putting together a nice squad over next to us.
Yeah, I'm not as high on those 2 running backs as you are. Javonte is not someone I'm really drafting. And then Miles Sanders, I rather take my boy, the Canuck, later on in drafts, to be honest, Chuba.
Yeah, I don't mind Sanders where he's going there. As long as he's healthy, I think he's going to get first crack at it. But still, yeah, I see your point on that.
Is Madison just like he was like the topic du jour with like Dalvin, in the news, and now I feel like I just don't hear anything about him. Is he just forgotten out there in Minnesota? What's word out there in your end of the woods?
I mean, basically, nobody's been able to dethrone him. So he is right now he's looking like the main running back there. I do think they're going to work Ty Chandler in, a decent amount. We're not going to be talking a Dalvin Cook style workload with Madison, at least not right away. But if he continues to clearly be the best option, he could get closer to that. But I think they want to probably mix in Chandler a little bit, maybe even McBride a little bit. So we'll see.
1912 calling out Team 4, telling everybody he's going to be taking Geno.
I mean, it definitely makes sense when you got DK and Lockett. Poor guy had to pick between Lockett and JSN because there's no way JSN was coming back.
No. So far, Dan, Kelsey, Mahomes, Devontae Smith, Hopkins, London, Pickens, and Flowers after 7 from the 3 spot. Again, this is a $350 buy-in FFPC FantasyPros Championship draft for $1 million.
Yep. Yeah. Right now, week 10, we've got Kelsey, Mahomes, and Devonta Smith all on bye that we'll be working around. But we only have one bye in weeks 13 and 14. That's Save Flowers. And certainly we've hopefully got the wide receiver firepower to live without him.
Yeah. Again, you're not like totally building your team around those buys in the early rounds, but like you said, Dan, it's when you don't have too many in the playoff rounds on bye, not a guy you're depending on as we draft him as our wide receiver 5. Yep. It kind of gives you a bit of, comfort as you approach the double-digit rounds. So Kincaid goes off in the 7th as the tight end 8, and then you just see pissed yellow with a sprinkle of DeAndre Swift, and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, really, it's been since Fields was selected. We have the whole draft has been pissing yellow.
Yeah,
because there was a 12, 16, 17, 18, 19 picks. Only 4 of them were non-wide receivers.
I really like number 4 if he comes back to us here.
Yeah, I like 4 and 3 definitely. And I think with our build, I just added one more. I think if it came to it, 5 probably makes more sense than 6, because 5 is just, he's going to be a little bit more of a steady source of points. Does that make sense?
I just refreshed because I only had 5 guys there, and you're talking about number 6. So hold on.
All right. So number 4 and 5.
Yeah, I see it.
Number 4 being the little bit more steady source of points.
And number 5 is literally my most owned player. So on this site, I don't mind.
You and I both have plenty of him. So.
Oh wow! I didn't even know that till I put out that tweet the other day. I just try to put out a fun tweet to see who players have as their most owned. I had no idea it was him. So yeah, we approach back into the 8th. I like being closer to the ends. I know some people like being in the middle. I like being closer to the ends because I feel like you can plan your picks, your 2 picks a little more. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's more of a chance, right? If you put in like 4 guys and there's maybe 6 picks that you can get 2 of those guys, which I kind of like doing on closer to the ends. I don't know about how you feel, Dan.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sense. Oh, yeah, Aaron Waldo says he wanted us to go Walker over Hopkins, but I don't know. I disagree with that. All right, so number 2 is there. Pacheco.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
I mean, this is a smash for our build. An absolute.
Oh yeah. Take Pacheco, but just for what Aaron's talking about, that's the running back I liked was Walker. But we were gonna take him then if he fell back the other way in the 5th, right? That's what we said.
Yeah,
we were gonna take Walker if he fell to us in the 5th.
We thought we could maybe push him around a little bit more. But he's been.
And Joe knows what's up, man. Mr. Carlton, what's up? He's a good friend of the show, a good friend of mine in Twitter land, and he knows what's up, man. There's tons of running backs left.
Yeah, so Gainwell goes early to team 2.
And it's funny. Remember when was he going? He was going like double digits easy.
Oh, he was going at 14, 15, 16. Yeah. Then he popped up to 12, 11, and he's still going up. Like, Rashad Penny hasn't even been drafted yet.
So let me check with Pacheco where that puts us, just for fun. This is not Bible or anything. It's just that we like using them.
Also a nice stack with Kelsey and Mahomes, of course.
Yes.
But the thing is he was really the best running back available to us at the time.
Totally. No reach. There was no reach there to stack it. And those are the best, those are kind of the best ones, right? Where you don't really reach.
Yep. Totally agree.
So first running back off the board for us in the 8th round with Pacheco. So we've got a 3-man KC stack, which is not – I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, definitely not.
Let's see who falls here. This will be interesting. This guy's interesting to me. I threw him in there. I mean, he's not sexy, but again, just playing off of my previous comments, maybe you don't like him as much. He's not a guy I've been drafting a lot. I just kind of like him.
Which guy did you put in?
Number 4.
Oh yeah, I actually had him in there too. So.
Oh, did you? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of like playing the divisional thing too.
Oh, he just went, and then he's so. Team 2 decided they were gonna handcuff their Javonte Williams pick, which to me kind of takes some of the steam out of the draft that they've been doing. The Gainwell P. Ryan picks, I didn't like them with the build that he had going. I thought he could have gone a different way and done better. Okay, so we're up. I think we've got both Washington running backs there.
Yeah,
we could
and
go
one
with
of them
Charbonnet from Seattle, or if we want to go wide receiver again, we could go Elijah Moore or Treylon Burks. What do you like here?
So I think number 2, you and I have a lot of. So maybe we pass on them for this.
We do, yeah.
You like number 1. I get why, like just with our build as an RB2, a bit more steady. But Charbonnet can also give you that, I think.
I think Robinson's a better steadying factor.
Okay, so we'll take Robinson.
I think Charbonnet is a little bit more of a bet on upside, which we can still do later on. I think what we've done is we've just kind of put ourselves a floor in at running back by getting these 2 guys.
Yeah, I don't hate playing off of our Gibson bags either, like as a hedge, you know. Because I mean, at this point,
it hurts to leave him on the board.
It totally does. It totally does. And that's why I have so much, because I mean, he's sitting there at this point of a draft, and the upside he offers in that new offense, I don't know. I just think that offense could, surprise, and he'll be a big part of that.
Yep. Welcome Theo to the chat.
Oh, is he in?
Yeah.
Where's he? Oh, there you go. Nice. There he is. What's up, Theo?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
this
man.
This is a fun build so far. I'm liking it.
So, 2 running backs, Pacheco, Robinson. We've got our 5 receivers, Patrick and Kelsey. This really leaves it wide open for us as we proceed now. Obviously, we want to add depth at running back, but with you're talking another 10 rounds. Again, not too concerned. There's so many options as we go down the deeper in the draft.
Right. Yeah, at this point, I think any position is wide open and available to us again, because we've got that floor at running back in there.
1 QB, Dan. We're not looking at a second QB with Mahomes.
Yeah, it would have to be a pretty extreme value.
Yeah. So really, tight end, running back, receiver still on the table. As much as you have Kelsey, the flex spots play nicely for tight ends here. If you can pick up a stud later, like a guy who pops later, and we like those late guys. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens as we go down the draft. As 2 tight ends go off, pretty much back to back with the other guy we considered in the middle, Charbonnet.
Yep, for sure.
So it's similar guys with Charbonnet, Robinson. I don't think, Dan, there's too many drafts where you and I don't take Charbonnet. We have so many Charbonnet A-chain teams, you and I, for whatever reason.
Yeah, we do seem to have a good number of those for sure.
Yeah, so I don't mind passing on him there either for a guy that we don't have as much ownership on, which is Brian Robinson. Not the sexiest guy, but hey, man, dude can take a bullet. It's gotta mean something.
Yes, indeed. All right. Throwing a few more guys in the queue. I don't know how many, if any of these guys are going to make it back to us, but
yeah, they're Theo helping out for Daniel. This is PPR tight end premium 1.5 for the tight end spot, and you can start up to 2 tight ends. There's 2 flex spots, up to 3 tight ends, up to 4 receivers, up to 4 running backs. Minimum 2 running backs and 2 receivers and 1 tight end.
Yep. All right. So Team 12 has a nice quarterback stack there with Deshaun Watson and Anthony Richardson. I like doing stuff like that if you're gonna.
Yeah, I was just telling someone today, like if you miss on a premium, one of those top tier guys, Richardson paired up with another guy in that kind of range is always kind of the remedy. The backup plan if you miss out on the stud. So a little bit of a tight end run here with 2, 4, 6, 8 going off in the past, two and a bit rounds.
Yeah, and four of them going off in the last 2/3 of a round there. So
Yeah.
it's which is nice because we don't missing out on that run isn't hurting us at all. So
it's pushing positions we want down to us.
Right. And the nice thing is, but what we did at wide receiver kind of forced some people into going wide receiver when we were ready to move on to other positions. So we've set ourselves up to do some nice zagging here when everybody else is zigging, and we've got 5 players in the queue that I really like.
Do you not like this guy? Hold on.
Well, let's see.
Number 5 for our build.
Yeah, I think he's interesting for sure.
Because we already have a teammate.
Yes.
And I just feel like that it's just a cloudy situation there,
Yeah, I think the real upside might be with number 3.
Oh, actually,
and
would you put him in number 5 now?
Let's see.
Or is it? I feel like that would not be too bad. Do you know what I mean? You're almost like giving yourself
I don't know. I mean, I think
too much.
Yeah, I think that's not letting us get what we need.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was more of a strategy question, and maybe we'll bring it up after, just because I like to ask those questions, even for future decision making.
So I find numbers 1 and 2 that are sitting right on top of the board. Those are very intriguing. They fall into good ways.
Yep. Well, number 2 falls everywhere. I don't know if you noticed. He just falls in every draft I do. Doesn't matter the platform.
And so honestly, I might actually prefer 2 over 1.
For ours, for sure. Divisional. Yeah. I really like the divisional factor. They play each other twice.
Yep.
There he goes. Somebody's listening. All right, so I almost prefer like 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, I think 2 is my highly preferred. I think he fits our build very well. We just have to see if he can make it to us. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These guys have 4 each, so they might not be looking there.
Might not.
Let's see. So we're 2 away in the 10th round.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that.
See, there goes a QB.
I kind of hoping 4 goes
ahead of us. We have to decide. Well, what if he came back around?
I don't think he's going to come back.
Okay. But if he did?
Number 2, you're talking about?
Number 4.
Oh, number 4? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I know everybody hates when you just say numbers on the stream, but we really wanted to do this live, and we don't want to completely get sniped on every pick. What is this? If you guys
I think
Daniel Rebstock just trashing Team 11. Hey man, it's what, man, it's part of the fun.
Jalen Warren goes. That makes it very easy to take.
Yeah, I like Warren. Take number 2 for sure here.
All right.
So Tank Bigsby.
Welcome to the squad.
Yeah, as our RB3. I mean, you're just kind of shooting to fill in weeks and hitting on upside on these guys.
I didn't understand that.
Oh, sorry. That's the service on my phone that I never use, Bixby, that just randomly will start talking to me one day. All right.
Well, we now know that Bixby did not like that pick.
Yeah. I guess not.
I didn't understand that.
Anyways, a whole other for another time.
I'm going to throw in a couple other interesting players in here.
I threw in a guy just now.
that I really like in this range.
Okay, Elijah Moore finally goes. That was an extreme value pick. One which I would have loved to have been in a better position to make, but I'm very happy with where we're at.
Yeah, there's a guy like a bit later, but I think it's too early to take on the way back. They'd have to fall coming the other way. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I don't mind. You know what? I stopped drafting number 2, so I don't mind.
Right.
Yeah,
but it's starting to look.
No, I get
better
what you
for
mean.
them
It's
again.
the value. Yeah, the value is kind of becoming apparent again.
Right.
So, man, this corner I feel is just like slow. I don't know why. I just feel like whenever maybe scroll up
It
a
is
bit.
slow. Yeah, these guys take a while. Of course, we took a long time on a couple of our even round picks because we were looking up stacks. So
Yeah, true.
we can hardly talk too much, but still.
Always be stacking. We just like our stacks, Dan. It's just, you know. So back-to-back quarterbacks with Tua and Daniel Jones at the 10 and 11 for the one team. I mean, he's got the Daniel Jones Waller stack, which is probably like number 3 right now to Kelsey, Mahomes, and Andrews, Lamar.
All right, so let's start talking about what we're doing here. We're on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, my question to you was number 1 strategically.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those where I could see it being nice. I was looking at a tight end later on. You've got a tight end in the queue, which I don't mind.
Yeah, if you like a tight end later on, I definitely don't.
I just don't know if he makes it back to us. Let me put him in there and you can tell me. This is the guy I was thinking, number 7. Kind of along the lines of...
Not too big on him, actually.
Okay. All right. So you know what?
So I think we're looking at number 1, number 2, or 4 or 5 for me, probably.
All right. So then let's stick to 1 or 2.
Okay. What do you like best? You like 1. Let's do 1.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
I just feel like it's so much firepower. So Jerick McKinnon is like strategically, and if you guys, if you have a comment like on this, if you have, you know, whether you're listening to this after and you want to drop it in the comments or right now in the chat, what are your thoughts on adding McKinnon? We're not like big handcuff guys, but in this offense, I just feel like McKinnon's really built that trust in this offense with both Mahomes and Andy Reid. What I heard a stat. What was the stat, Dan, on him last year? Like he just kicked ass last year.
Yeah, he got a lot of touchdown luck. Like he had 9 touchdowns or something.
9
like
or
that.
10. I think he had 9 or 10. Yeah,
it was a ton.
But
so
like, does he lose?
Does
he lose that to anyone? You know what I mean? This year, really?
He might lose it to Pacheco.
Which,
you know, because he ran really pure. Like that was way more touchdowns than what you would expect on his number of touches. But they do like him around the goal line, and you know that is a skill, being good around the goal line.
Now, yeah, I just feel like with this kind of tournament, trying to go the distance, I don't mind having both because you can kind of fire them up any week, either one of them.
Yeah.
And you can even fire them up together when you need to. Did you really want your tight end there or what?
No, I'm going to take him out.
Okay.
I do like the guy who is now at number 1, though.
Yeah, no, I know that. That I know. And I like the 3 running backs you have there. Those are probably my...
Yeah. Actually, I have 4 there now.
Yeah. I went through my phase with him.
Because I'll tell you what, we'll talk more about it.
Yeah. No, I know exactly who the guy you're talking about is.
Yeah. So we've got some good possibilities there. You know, Team 9 is putting together a really nice team, honestly.
Yeah, that was the Mark Andrews team, right?
Yeah.
Megabucks.
Yep.
So Andrews, Pollard, Keenan Allen, Lamar, J.K. Dobbins, Kyle Pitts, JSN, and then Freiermuth as his tight end 3, A.J. Dillon, Rashad Bateman for the super Baltimore stack, and then Nico Collins.
Yep. And here's what I have to say about that. I hope that we are playing him in week 13.
That's the Baltimore bye?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the first week of the playoffs too. So
yeah, I mean, and we have Flowers, so we kind of dip in his pot, you know.
Just a little bit.
So maybe scroll up a bit, Dan.
Yep, I'm about to do that here. Thank you.
So the peeps can see. What is this?
You know what I'm going to actually do, if I can do it, is I'm just going to shrink it down just slightly as well.
All right, Carlton. Good night, brother. He's off to. He's got a 10 p.m. draft. Good luck, brother. Yeah, Nick Tabs talks about Roshan. He was another possibility there.
Yeah, we were thinking about him as well.
And Joe mentioned a guy that you had in the queue as well, Algier. I like Algier this year. I think that team will run the ball, and he looked good last year, over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So coming back to us in the 12th round. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of.
Here's
it gets down to it. I like number 1 in the queue a good bit.
Yeah, no, I know you do.
I think he would be a nice fit for this team, and I think it would.
What's his week 10 look like?
That's a
I'm gonna
good
go
question.
look right now. So week 10, he's actually in your city.
In Minneapolis?
Yes, sir. How do they do against that position?
Okay. I mean, the Vikings defense has historically not been very good, so it's certainly a matchup I wouldn't have any problem trying to exploit.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's really the only, because they've got week 11. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And it opens up, what's their week? Let me go back. Their week 17 is...
They play...
You could tell how many... Oh, there we go. Yeah, the Bucks.
Yeah, so...
Not mad at that either.
A bad team that may have quit altogether by then.
Yeah, okay. So let's go there.
Because I think we're going to probably get one of the players we have 2, 3, and 4. I think we'll probably be able to pick one of them up for sure on the way back.
Okay. And then in round 14, we put Team 12 on tilt. I think you got that one. So 12. So there we go. Another
right.
Baltimore receiver off the board. Odell. That was the other guy I threw. Yeah, I threw him in the queue.
I saw that, but I actually don't mind him because we're pretty heavy on pretty heavy on Chiefs anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Are you okay with Juwan Johnson?
Do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So as our tight end 2, we were just checking to make sure that on Kelsey's bye week they don't have like a really bad matchup or anything. But
Yeah, so and the nice thing about taking Juwan here is we can be done at tight end.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I mean we can still. I don't mind taking.
Yeah, and he's a guy that in a jam you can definitely throw him in a flex too. So.
Yes, and that's why if tight ends fall in this, for the rest of the draft, I don't mind adding even another one, even though we have Kelsey, but we can totally not have to draft that position again.
Right. So we have.
Yeah, there's Amir White was another one I kind of like coming back to us there. Mm-hmm. He's off the board. Oh, there we go. We got one left in our queue. That emptied quick. All right. Let's see here. Oh, Dan, number 2, getting me excited, all hot and bothered. Might be early, but.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not quite yet.
We could go. This guy. I know you're not super big on the other guy on the team that I like, but I feel like you like this guy, number 3.
Yeah, he would actually be my fallback if number 1.
Number 1 isn't there.
Doesn't make it. Yeah.
All right. Well, they're both there.
Yeah, I think number 1 is probably the way to go. We're in a little bit of a jam on week 10 buys, but that's 10 weeks from now, so I'm not too concerned about that. That's a problem we can deal with when the time comes. But I feel like he's going to start off the season getting a lot of carries. So
yeah, it sounds like it.
Probably what our team needs.
All right, take it.
Done. Good offense too.
Yeah, I mean, A-Chain's a guy we really like, but it does seem like he's probably going to take a bit to come along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially with the injury, it's going to take him even longer.
I guess the only concern is, does Miami bring in JT?
Yeah, that would definitely be a concern. But in the 13th round, I think that's acceptable risk for sure.
All right, the other guy I liked there was Damian Harris. But again, Wilson has that opportunity to start, whereas Harris doesn't necessarily,
Right.
Off the bat. I mean, obviously injuries. And Famous Jay, what's up, man? Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are awesome tonight, as usual. Appreciate all you guys. Daniel, Joe, I think, had to draft 1912. Snowman, as usual. Theo in the house. Smash the like, guys. Smash the button. Next Wednesday night, make sure you tune in right here. We're going to be drafting a main event. Again, for $1 million, $2,000 buy-in. Try to get the whole crew together for that one, Dan.
Yes, for sure. That should be a lot of fun.
And then tomorrow night, you and I on the GOAT District Network in day 4, I believe, of the Deep End Invitational. We are the second car in the GOAT District F1 team. Drafting tomorrow night at 8. Is it 8 p.m. Dan Eastern?
Yes, I believe that is correct. Let me confirm that real quick.
So we'll be, again, as Theo called it, the Peyton Manning, Eli Manning feed of the Thursday night game. As the Deep End guys are streaming, we'll be streaming on the GOAT District.
Yes, 8 o'clock.
For those who want to join us. Yeah. So far, Dan, we smashed receiver early. Devontae, Hopkins, London, Pickens, Flowers. Good firepower there. Kelsey, Mahomes stack. Can never go wrong with that. And then just smashing running back since round 8 with Pacheco, Brian Robinson, Tank Bigsby, Jerick McKinnon, and then Jeff Wilson's the last guy we took off the board. Your boy Juwan Johnson, one of your favorite tight ends off the 12. See, she's back, man. She just can't get enough. She really doesn't like these picks, I'm telling you. She must be. I feel like maybe it's Andrew, like in disguise, because it's every time we take a running back, she shows up.
Yeah, that could be. That could be.
There we go. All right. So where were we looking? We were looking at Team 9 earlier. He adds A-Chain. See who he takes here in the 13th round. I mean, I don't hate A-Chain as his RB3, knowing he's probably going to be adding more depth. Or actually, it's his RB4, apologies, after Dylan as well.
Yep. Just added another one to the queue.
This guy is someone that I threw in number 5 for week 17.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's good for those handful of pop weeks if you need it. Number 4 plays off of our number 1 receiver.
That's what I like. I think
he's a hot name right now.
He might be the pick when we come back, because he does tend to go a lot earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I think any of those.
A lot of steam going. I'm gonna throw. A couple more players in the queue, and then a couple for later.
I'm going to put my boy in there, Dan.
Do it.
Got him in there.
Was that, did you throw a kicker in?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, here's another guy. Like,
Oh, there we go. I see the guy.
2 guys added in there. Number 11 and number 6. Number 5. No, there goes the defense. Good, because I didn't really want to take a defense there.
No, I wasn't really too wild about that either.
Yeah,
but it got to that point, it was potentially a decent value. So,
what do you think of the guy just added at 11?
Let me see who that is.
I feel like to start the season.
Yeah, I kind of like. I mean, I think we're okay to start with now. I kind of like the players at numbers 5 and 6.
Better. Yeah. So no, for sure. Looking. We got a few picks away, so.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, he's if we were looking for points, especially early season.
Yeah, that's
I would probably put him in front of those other 2. So. Yeah, it's really conditional as to to the team, as to sometimes which players you want.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at our first 2 guys,
Zay Jones finally goes to Team 9, who's putting together a nice squad, and Zay Jones is a nice sneaky pick. I like that one because he's going to be starting. It's going to be Ridley, Zay, Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram. On the field all the time, which is probably going to make for a nice tidy passing tree. So I think Zay is going to, be a decent player, and especially for somebody like you, JD, who is a non-Ridley fan. Zay Jones makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, for sure. Who is it that? Oh, it was DJ Shark, right? That recently got hurt.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And here's
Fournette
MP60D C4L, our friend from Germany.
Yep.
So if MP60D C4L has time in the chat, I'd love to know where his handle came from.
There you go. Okay, Dan, scroll up the the board.
Yep.
And I'll be right back.
Okay, we're 2 away. Okay, so another defense has gone off the board. We're one pick away. I think we have several intriguing options here. So I feel good that we're going to get somebody here and then somebody back around the corner that we really like. It will be interesting to see when the first kicker goes off the board.
All right.
I think it's probably going to be soon.
Here we go.
Okay.
So on the clock, you like number 2 here, right?
I like number 2, yeah, because I think he's got that correlation week 17. So Michael Wilson makes a lot of sense. But we could also, if you want to go Hubbard or Chandler, we could do that. We could even go Mims.
Yes. Honestly, I like Mims, I like Wilson, I like Hubbard, and then I like those 4 best. Those 3, sorry.
Which one do you want? Which one do you like the most out of the 4? Because I'd be happy with any of them.
Mims is my
1, 2,
Mims
4,
is my
5.
favorite. Mims
is your favorite?
Yeah.
All right, let's go get him.
Yeah, Mims is my favorite there. I like the KC Denver div stack. Mims for me, like he's already the wide receiver 3 there.
Yep.
In Denver, and if either one of those 2 guys falter in Sutton and Judy in a new offense, they're under pressure, man. They got to win now. You know what I mean? So if guys are not performing, guys like Mims are the guys that are going to get shifted up and get peppered with or get more volume. So I kind of like the upside there with this build. Kind of like the same, kind of like the Zay Jones. We have a nice upside team right now, so might as well keep that going.
Yeah, for sure. We have a very young team too, for the most part, other than Jerick McKinnon and Travis Kelce.
Dan, as 2 old men, we've become very much ageist, let's face it. All right. So I like this, man. I love the receivers. It's going to be fun. It's nice when your team is fun to watch on Sundays. Young receivers are always fun to watch. So it's coming back to us now. Yep. Number 1 is still there. Number 3 is still there. I like either one of those guys. I don't even hate number 6. He's a guy that's been growing on me, but he's got that week 13.
Yeah, I think
go number 1.
I think number 1 is the best shot, and then we fall back on
just
2 or 3 if he's not there.
Yeah, like I feel if we hit up number 1, we could just smash even Green the rest of the way. Unless we throw in a tight end or a receiver.
Yeah, it's number 1 or number 3 at this point. Sorry.
Yeah, I think so too.
Got taken.
Let me see.
So yeah, would you rather? I mean, I like number 3 a lot, but I think numbers 4 and 5 will be there next round and might do.
Well. Do that. Do number 1.
Okay.
Do number 1.
Number 1.
You're totally
Michael
right.
Wilson, welcome to the team.
Yes.
All right. So the advantage of Wilson is he kind of plays off the Devonta Smith pick, which we like, and he's going to be starting on the outside for a team that's going to be behind a lot, and there's going to be a lot of garbage time going on there. So sometimes that's a nice place to pick up some points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm content with this receiving core. For me, we don't even have to pick up another receiver.
No, I think we can be done at receiver.
Yeah.
If we want, I think we can be done at tight end if we want. I think we can be done at quarterback if we want.
Just smash running back. And like I said, if a tight end falls, I don't mind throwing one in, but I kind of just want to smash running back at this point.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that. So,
and we gotta throw in kicker and kicker
and a defense still. But we've still got 5 picks. So and I do have a couple of good options for defense, which I'm going to throw in the queue that we're not going to have to.
No, I'm good. I'm good waiting on D.
Jump on. Let's see.
I kind of wanted to snipe Team 9 on kicker, but.
Okay, Washington.
Alex is asking which pick. We're team 3, buddy. So,
All right.
so far, I'll read back the team just for those maybe joining. From the 3 spot, we started with Kelsey, Devontae Smith, Patrick Mahomes for the KC stack, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake London, George Pickens, Zay Flowers for the wide receiver monsters, Isaiah Pacheco for the KC stack, Brian Robinson, Tank Bigsby, Jerick McKinnon for the KC stack, Juwan Johnson as a tight end 2, Jeff Wilson, and then Marvin Mims and Michael Wilson.
Understand that.
And Bixby's back. Wow, she just will not stop tonight. I've tried muting her. I've tried shutting it down.
Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, so and you got to put up MP60DC4L. So we have our answer for what it means. MP for his name.
There it is.
There we go.
Favorite soccer club is 1860 Munich, Dallas Cowboys. Wow, he put a lot of. That's definitely I like that, and there's meaning behind it.
He's definitely thrown some thought into there. For sure. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. One time and went with Kelsey, Waddle, Mahomes. So Alex. There you go. Great mind things alike, right? I sent it to Matt Kelly. That's funny. There we go. All right, you guys are awesome in the chat, guys. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday. We're going to do a main event. The crew main event on the FFPC. We've got 4 or 5 rounds left here as we end the 15th round, and 9 gets sniped from the 12 spot. So I applaud the 12 spot for taking Justin Tucker there and taking away the cherry on the Baltimore stack that number 9 was building. So, Dan, I threw a kicker in, Dan. I did it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I had to do it.
I don't mind.
I had to do it, Dan. It's you know how we are. We gotta have a good kicker, man. It's just
Yeah, for sure.
like look at our dynasty teams. We have good kickers, and we win every year. Correlation, Dan. So speaking of correlation, I see something I really like, Dan.
What's that?
Speaking of correlation, number 8. I really like that one.
Yeah, I will say a word I've been hearing is,
What are you telling me?
well, he's a little bit more of if the starter goes down, whereas there's another guy who's going to likely pick up the job that was held by the running back that left.
Okay. You'll have to tell me about that.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of news about that, so.
Okay. All right.
I do like a couple of those kickers you put in there. I would say number 9 over number 7.
Yeah.
Just because I don't
Agreed.
like having my kicker and quarterback on the same team, because it seems like they're all, it's like you can rarely get a lot of touchdowns out of your quarterback and a lot of field goals out of your kicker,
Yes.
unless it's a total blowout.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And yeah, number 8 would be nice.
Yeah, and Chris Evans was who I was talking about that
Okay.
somebody just picked.
Yeah.
Team 10.
Yeah, which I don't know, man. He's one of those guys where I kind of bought in. He didn't give me anything even when he had the chance, so I've kind of forgotten about him.
Yeah, he does feel a little bit like one of those videos you see, a TikTok video or whatever that ends with pie in the face. That's what I feel like when I draft him. But
Nice.
Yep. Alex liking the draft there.
Yeah.
Wilson and Mims. For sure.
Yeah. So Butker goes off. Deuce Vaughn, another guy I have trouble drafting. Just, I don't know. Sizes him.
He's so small.
Yeah. It's
I mean, he's
So
going to
it's-
get some design plays every week, but I don't know.
so it's coming back to us here, Dan. I really like 8. I just don't know where you want to take him. I don't think he comes back.
I mean, we could. I kind of like 1 just because of the early season schedule.
Okay.
If you take a look, but if we don't take that one, I like number 6 because of the first game.
I like 6 because I like tying the 2 positions.
Okay. Yep.
And I like that they have a late buy.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't we plan
On the way back?
I think we won't
Even
need
further?
to take their number 5 now, but the one we were just talking about, I think we won't need to take them until the 18-19 term.
So why don't
So
we do 7?
we can take your preferred guy at number 7, plus we can take so we can take and I think we can probably get that on the way back. Though if you really like him, I mean there are several running backs we like here. So
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Just because he's like the
you
one
want to
guy.
just go ahead and grab him?
Okay, let's take McPherson.
Okay.
So we've got our kicker again, just like a solid, position where we have one of the top guys. I like doing that, especially we already have the KC stack. Plus they play each other week 17.
Yep.
So I like locking in a good kicker if I can. If it's not like week 17 is actually pretty good for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty good value. So like you said, we have all 3 of those running backs are pretty even for me.
Yeah. One of them is going to have a bye week that's the same as a bunch of our other running backs. So I think I would
take him out.
If we get the chance to do number 1, I think that's the smash here.
Yeah. I mean, I threw him in there how long ago now?
But number 3 is also.
I like number 3 as well. Yeah. Oh no, we only have 1. Yeah. We might have the choice made for us.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah,
I think number 3 might come back to us.
Yeah, I kind of like 3 a bit more. The week 17 with Philly.
Right.
Not that gave it away. There you go. See, I told you, decisions are made for you, Dan.
Decisions are made for you.
Telling you.
A lot of the time. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So we're just 2 away. I think I feel pretty strongly. I'll put it this way: if number 2 goes, I would just take number 1, even though the bye week isn't great.
Yeah. Because that position, I mean, yeah. Well, we'll figure it out by then. It's a position that we target on the waiver wire, anyways. So.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. They're both available. So take 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keontae Ingram. We have a bit of a Philly thing going with Devontae Smith, so it's nice to get him a stack with Ingram. All right. And that's kind of why you don't worry really with running back, because any of our guys, like even Ingram, if something happens to Connor, could be huge.
Yep.
Huge enough, at that position for where we get him. So 3 picks left. You're seeing kind of these late round tight ends now go off the board with Hayden Hurst, Tyler Conklin, Trey McBride.
And these are guys we don't need to worry about because
Yeah,
we're already set at the position.
we're pretty good at tight end. So we thinking one next turn, or do you think we're
Yeah,
gonna wait?
probably. We'll see.
So based
else
on
is
the
got on
last
the
2
board?
days, they go in the 19th.
Yeah, probably. I'd be willing to push it up just a little bit. Take it in the late 18th.
I would take them next if we want them.
Yep. Because there's going to be some other things we can do at other positions. So
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal.
See if there's any gems down here. Boy, Mechie's been kind of cooling down, eh?
Yeah, Mechie's cooled down a lot. Looks like he might be running behind Tank Dell,
Yeah.
and even Noah Brown, maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't expect that to last. I mean, I think they've got to give him a try over Noah Brown sooner or later this year. So, because I don't think Houston's looking to go anywhere. They need to figure out what they have, and playing Noah Brown over John Mechie is not figuring out what you have.
so I don't know. I threw there's a couple guys at tight end I kind of like in this area. Again, like as flex plays.
Yeah.
There was him, and then I just saw another one, and I lost it. Well, I mean, this guy, I'm not as big on him, but I could see the appeal just based on what we already have at the position.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this guy, if he does anything this year, number 6. Not someone I've been drafting, but I know he's back, so just throw him in there. He's got that week 17 with Philly.
Yeah. He to me seems like he might be a trade
candidate. Yeah. Oh, this was a guy that I heard, number 7, that I just threw in there. Keep hearing that he's basically going to be the guy.
Yeah, he's somebody I have my eye on as well. And
Yeah,
throwing
I wouldn't
another-
mind getting him. Like if we can get him in number 1 on the next turn, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, and honestly, if number 2 is there on the next turn,
Oh yeah, he's still there, eh? Yeah.
bye weeks be damned.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean it's
Not worried about those.
not at that position
Nope.
because it's
It's so easy to churn.
yeah, it's next man
All
up.
right, so he went.
Yeah, there you go.
Good,
Makes
good
it
job
easy.
by Megabucks. Earned him assistant.
Kyron
number
Williams.
9. Took Williams.
Well,
That's a nice pick.
yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean it's pretty ugly down here.
Mm-hmm.
Like for redraft, like best ball, it's it's easy to say, oh yeah, this guy you could throw him in and make sense for your build, but guys you're actually going to be able to throw in, or it's also later on you kind of want to get guys where you'll know early in the season, if not before the season even starts, if they're going to be any value or not. They're not just sitting on your bench. Oh, here's another guy that's but we don't really need that at our position actually. Yeah. All right. Well, we're four away. I think we'll get. We might as well just take one here.
Yeah. Yep. Assuming number 1 lasts, that's our move. Because again, starting fast matters so much in this format.
Yeah.
You know, so those early matchups can definitely matter a lot more than you think. So I like that a lot. And I also like that you know, with our KC guys, those are guys where you can get the free look. KC and Detroit, you get the free look
that's
on them.
right.
So
Yes, that's
you know,
huge.
if any of our guys don't do what we want, that we're in our starting lineup, they can come out. You know, like say we have Pacheco in our starting lineup and McKinnon not in our starting lineup.
Yep.
Then we can, you know, and McKinnon scores 2 touchdowns and Pacheco, you know, runs 10 times for 43 yards. Boom, we just swap in McKinnon and swap out Pacheco.
Yep.
All right, so we're taking number 1.
Rico goes right ahead of us, eh?
Of course, yeah.
So take Washington here. We
All
like
right,
that
so
as
we're
our
taking the
defense.
Washington team defense. The reason why we like this is because they're playing Arizona at home in week 1. I mean, if you can't handle Arizona at home,
Yeah.
where they have to fly all the way to the East Coast, I mean, that's
I
you
also
need to be
like
able to do that, and I think they are going to have a good defense no matter what.
Yeah.
Week 2 at Denver, week 3 Buffalo is tough, week 4 at Philadelphia is tough, but then you got Chicago, Atlanta, then the Giants, then Philly, New England, Seattle. You know, so they've got some tough and some easy matchups along the way, but they start off the season strong, and we can change horses after week 2 if we want to.
Yeah, I like tying defense to running back. We have Brian Robinson. I like the late bye week 14, and
Yep.
everything that you just said. So I kind of like that.
All right, so we're up again. I don't mind the tight end that you have. I kind of like the
running back you just threw in there.
the running back I threw in.
Yeah, does he get drafted? I feel like I haven't heard his
Yeah.
name in a long time.
He's been getting drafted lately.
Yeah.
But if you really want number 1, now would be the time to do it. I'm just
Yeah,
not sure when
they're
we-
actually going in the same round. They actually go in the same round.
Yeah, I'm just not sure when we would ever play number 1.
Yeah, no, and you're right. Just put number 2 in.
All right.
I like that. Yeah, I kind of forgot about him.
Okay.
Same team, right? Just other position.
Yeah, position where
We need-
opportunity
yeah.
can definitely knock a little bit
Yeah.
more. All right, and then
And you know what? That kind of replaces the Rico thing. You know.
right. And I'm
I
going to
laughed.
throw in just kind of a couple of really oddball ones for reasons which I think you will understand here because we were just talking about it.
Yep. Totally like that. I was actually hearing about 3 today. He seems to be someone they're going to be giving more to this year.
Yeah, and of course, you know, he and his quarterback have a history dating back to a former team.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
But anyway, that would give us some options, you know, that we will know after the Thursday game how some of those options perform. You know, so you can make a move just that quick. You know, if they're not in your starting lineup to start with, you know, they can be dropped on the Saturday waiver run and pick up somebody else.
All right, so we're in the second last round now. You're seeing kind of, you know, team doesn't have a kicker, they're taking kicker. Team doesn't have defense, they're taking defense, and then whatever favorite late round flyer of choice is basically going off the board at this point. We have one pick left. We just took Washington defense, Sean Tucker and Keontae Ingram as 2 depth running back pieces. So, yeah, I think then you're, yeah, number 5's funny. I just laugh because that's like Theo's favorite last round ad, and I've thrown him into a couple builds too.
Yeah, and this is I don't know. I mean, it's not the world's worst handcuff to carry anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think number 3, if he's available, because I'm not sure how healthy number 2 is.
No, well that's why I was hearing about number 3 today, because that's what they're saying, that he's probably, especially in that first game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's kind of what you're trying to pick him up for. So, yeah. So, I say we take 2 if he's there.
I will say if 2 is, or 3, I should say, if 3 is healthy, he's probably a better pick.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me do a quick Google doctor.
I kind of think we might just go ahead and take him anyway. And then, because we could still make moves before the first week of the season. So if he's not healthy, we could probably grab the other guy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm good with either guy, to be honest. It's the same guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, if 3's there, I mean, he's definitely ahead, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, you're even talking like wide receiver 2 in that offense, which is last round is pretty high. All right, looks like they'll both be there.
Yes, they will.
All right, I like it. The Martian.
All right.
Zerline off the board. Kyler Murray for a little late.
Okay.
There it is.
We go.
All right. Marvin Jones.
Yep. And he's
All
a
right.
guy that if we don't use him after the Thursday game, we're probably going to drop him right away because we have enough other wide receivers, and we're just going to pick up whoever's our favorite running back in his place. You know, just anybody who's playing on Sunday.
Yeah, so if for those, you know, I think most people know that by now, but it's funny how many times we've had people on shows like, I didn't know that. It took, you know, it's something new, more recent for me to discover too, that was an FFPC thing, especially specifically for that Thursday night of the week 1 week. So if you don't know about that rule, reach out to us or look into it, because it is important. It can, you know, really help you week 1 to get that first win. So Detroit, KC, a big part of our build tonight, and we finish it off with the Detroit Lion receiver. So I'll read off the team, Dan, and then maybe we'll give final thoughts here. Again, Travis Kelce, Devontae Smith. This is from the 3 spot. Devontae Smith, Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake London, George Pickens, Zay Flowers. So very receiver heavy with that Mahomes Kelce stack. Round 8 with Pacheco, Brian Robinson, Tank Bigsby, Jerick McKinnon for some RB action. We come back with Juwan Johnson, Dan's favorite late round tight end, as our tight end 2. Jeff Wilson, Marvin Mims, Michael Wilson, 2 upside receivers. We take Evan McPherson for the week 17 correlation with the KC as our kicker. Keontae Ingram, Sean Tucker for some RB depth. Defense, Washington with the week 14 bye. everything Dan sprinkled out there with their schedule, especially early in the season. And then Marvin Jones, again, looking at that free look in week 1 versus KC, gives us, a little extra back door action, Dan, or back pocket action. What would you call that?
Yeah. It's, yeah. I guess it would be back pocket, not exactly back door, but yeah. Anyway, it gives us a sneaky way to get points in if he has a big game.
Yeah, no, this was a blast, man. So for those, again, this is an FFPC FantasyPros 350 buy-in, $1 million for first. So the drafts are flying right now. They're actually taking out the 6 hours, Dan. At some point this week, I know we registered for some slow ones. So if you like the slow 6 hours, make sure you get in there soon, because they're not going to be available. There'll be the 2 hour, and then the live drafts are pumping on a regular basis. Of course, you've got the main that's happening right now, $2,000 buy-in, $1 million for first. We'll be doing one of those next Wednesday right here on the Player Profiler Network. And Dan and I, tomorrow night, the Deep End Invitational, will be drafting live on the GOAT DiSTRiCT channel. So make sure you go check that out. Subscribe to that. Dan, final thoughts?
Yeah, I like this team a lot. I think we've got a lot of great young players. The team fits together well structurally. So there's, I think a lot going for this team. It was almost tempting to take a quarterback at the end, just because there was one that I kind of liked, but we're going to keep that in our back pocket too.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I think this is a fun team. If our running backs do reasonably well, I think we got a great shot. If some of these running backs really hit, then we're going to be extremely tough to beat. So a lot of fun. Really enjoyed drafting with you though, JD. It's been too long. I mean, you can't go on vacation for 2 weeks anymore, man.
I know, especially in August. I miss kind of the beginning of draft season. But look, man, we're right in the middle of it. We had a big one tonight. We got another one tomorrow night. Next Wednesday, right here again, a main event, and a ton more we'll be dropping. Check it out on the GOAT DiSTRiCT YouTube channel. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Go crush those drafts, and we'll check you all later.
GOAT DiSTRiCT, the Pope listens. Dynasty, our religion, for the blokes missing. On all of these trades, on all of these plays, on all of these grades. By the end of the day, y'all getting played. So, what you gonna do next? Try to fill up that flex? Send the homie a text? That trash offer's the best? You try to make it complex, then they text you back. Now all of a sudden, they don't make any sense. Broaden your horizons, boy. Dynasty's not for the Simons, boy. These trades not for consignment, boy. Respect your opponent, y'all some piranhas, boy. This my advice, from me to you. Open up your cute little podcast queue. Search up GOAT DiSTRiCT, my dude. Pop it in your ear, man, y'all know what to do. It's the... And I always be traded. And I always be traded. And I always be trading. Y'all try to betray them, but first you gotta bait them. Fish.
Hey, I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in. It's important to me that all of our media be free. This is only possible because of you allowing a true independent sports media enterprise to thrive unlike any other in the business. So please subscribe to the All In Package to continue to make all of this possible, to ensure that all of our stats, information, data, content is available to you, especially you, the people that get the site and get the show.